Brace yourself for a political powder keg that's exploding across America's streets. President Donald Trump's bombshell designation of Antifa as a major terrorist organization has unleashed a federal crackdown, with FBI and ICE agents sweeping through Chicago streets, arresting dozens of masked rioters clashing with law enforcement in a fiery protest that's turning America's heartland into a battlefield. On September 19th, 2025, in Portland's shadows and Chicago suburbs, these black-clad anarchists escalated from chance to chaos, assaulting officers and terrorizing neighborhoods, as Trump's executive order unleashes the full force of federal power against the far-left radicals who've terrorized cities for years. This isn't just protests, it's a desperate last stand against law and order, with Democratic leaders like Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass complicit in shielding the violence that's already cost billions and countless lives. I'm Griffin, your host at American Zone. Stay locked until the end, because the twist will keep you on the edge of your seat until the final revelation that could crush Antifa for good. The inferno erupted in Broadview, Chicago, a sleepy suburb transformed into a battlefield on September 19th, 2025, when over 150 Antifa-linked protesters, clad in their signature black bloc uniforms, descended on an ICE processing center, blocking federal vans loaded with criminal illegal immigrants as part of Trump's Operation Midway Blitz. What started as chants of "Abolish ICE" quickly devolved into mayhem. Rioters slashed tires on ICE vehicles, pelted agents with rocks and bottles, and even lobbed tear gas canisters back at federal officers, per DHS bodycam footage that racked up 15 million views on X. DHS Assistant Secretary Tricia McLaughlin, in a blistering statement shared 10 million times, condemned the organized mob for assaulting agents and trespassing on federal property, resulting in at least 12 arrests for felony assault and interference, 3 nabbed in the morning surge, and 9 more by nightfall as flashbangs lit up the sky. Local Chicago police, handcuffed by the city's sanctuary policies, refused to engage as McLaughlin fumed in a Fox News interview viewed 8 million times. "We called for backup. They hung up." The chaos, live-streamed on TikTok with 25 million views, showed protesters in tactical vests chanting "No borders, no walls," while a woman was struck by a pepper ball at point-blank range and a man tackled mid-throw, his Molotov cocktail fizzling on the pavement. This wasn't spontaneous rage. Coordinated vans shuttled fresh rioters to the scene, a tactic straight out of the 2020 George Floyd riots that scorched Minneapolis for 100 nights, racking up $500 million in damages and 25 deaths, per 3 million #Portland Burns posts. The cover-up? CNN and MSNBC spun it as mostly peaceful resistance in 2 million posts, but 4 million #Antifa violence posts flooded with DHS videos of the assaults, demanding RICO indictments on the organizers who pre-staged pallets of bricks and gas masks. Portland, the self-proclaimed Rose City and Antifa's de facto headquarters, was the next flashpoint, where the group's shadowy origins in 2007 with Rose City Antifa have blossomed into a violent cancer that's festered for years. On September 20th, 2025, 200 protesters encircled an IC detention center in the Old Town district, smashing windows with sledgehammers, blinding agents with high-powered green lasers designed to cause permanent eye damage, and dousing the building with accelerant for an arson attempt, as documented in journalist Andy No's live footage that exploded to 12 million views. No, a survivor of Antifa beatings and death threats. Join me on American Zone. Antifa isn't an idea. It's a communist anarchist network with 5,000 active members across 20 cells, funding riots with Soros-backed bail funds that bailed out 10,000 rioters in 2020 alone. The violence peaked with rock barges and flashbang counterstrikes, leading to 8 arrests for arson, assault on federal officers, and conspiracy, per DHS reports shared 6 million times. A masked protester, cornered by Coin News cameras, viewed 6 million times, sneered, "The feds are the aggressors. We're just fighting fascism." But bodycam footage showed prepositioned bricks and Molotov cocktails, hallmarks of Antifa's playbook from the 2020 Summer of Love that torched Portland's police headquarters for $23 million in damages and left 100 officers injured. Per 2.5 million hashtag Portland 2020 posts. No's best-selling Unmasked details over 1,000 Antifa actions, from doxing critics to hospitalizing journalists, with 3 million hashtag No Exposed posts praising his courage. The cover-up? Oregon's Democratic leaders like Governor Tina Kotek called for de-escalation, ignoring 2 million hashtag Kotek complicit posts demanding her resignation. Trump's masterstroke, signing the executive order on September 18, 2025, branding Antifa a sick, dangerous radical left disaster terrorist group, has armed the feds with a nuclear option, unlocking asset freezes, travel bans, and RICO prosecutions against funders, per his Truth Social post that garnered 15 million likes and 10 million shares. Those funding Antifa will be investigated to the highest standards, Trump thundered, echoing LBJ's 1960s Klan crackdown using the Civil Rights Act to smash their networks and convict 1,000 members, per 2 million hashtag History Repeats posts. No broke it down on my show, viewed 7 million times. Antifa cells in Portland and Seattle fund riots with Soros-backed bail funds. RICO will gut them like the mafia in the 1980s. The Chicago and Portland clashes? Direct retaliation against Trump's Midway Blitz, which deported 550 criminal aliens in 2 weeks, but Antifa's interference, blocking vans and assaulting agents, netted arrests under the new label, with DHS logging over 100 rioters and 20 injuries, per 4 million hashtag ISA wins posts. The cover-up? Progressive media like The Guardian labeled it grassroots resistance, but 3.5 million hashtag fake news posts unleashed DHS bodycam reels of the brutality. Calling for Soros' indictment after his Open Society Foundations funneled $140 million to left-wing bail funds in 2024 per IRS filings with 3 million hashtag Soros Antifa posts. Antifa's bloody resume is a rap sheet of terror. The 2020 riots incinerated 1,000 businesses nationwide, $2 billion damage, 25 deaths, per 3 million hashtag Summer of Love posts, while Portland's 100-night siege saw No film 500-plus cop assaults and 100 arson attempts. It's not anti-fascist, it's anti-American, aiming to abolish democracy. No asserted his book Unmasked, 1 million copies, detailing 1,000 plus actions from doxing to bombings. Funding? Soros's $140 million to progressive causes, per 2024 IRS, props up bail funds like Chicago's $20 million riot pot, per 2 million hashtag Soros bail posts. Trump's order, reviving his 2020 pledge, targets these pipelines, with 5 million hashtag Antifa posts forecasting Soros subpoenas. The Chicago arrests, 10 in one day, herald victory, with 7 million hashtag Antifa down posts. The cover-up? Biden's 2021 ideology dismissal let it metastasize, per 1.8 million hashtag Biden failed posts, but Trump's reversal empowers FBI surveillance of 5,000 members. Trump's war on crime is the cure, deporting 1,200 in California since July, slashing fentanyl deaths 25% per CDC, with 5 million hashtag Trump Saves posts. In D.C., his National Guard deployment dropped crime 26% per 3 million hashtag D.C. Safe posts. Newsom's 20% approval per Gallup and 3 million hashtag Worst Governor posts rank him rock bottom. The cover-up? Newsom's LA 2.0 for Olympics is a smokescreen, with 2 million hashtag fake plan posts exposing stall permits. Residents revolt, with 3 million hashtag Palisade Strong posts. Will California flip? Comment below. Subscribe to American Zone. This reckoning is just dawning.